Episode 3. The Lie of the Resurrection. Excuse. Is Jesus honored on Sunday? You say you worship on Sunday to honor the resurrection. But where in the Bible did Jesus ever ask for that? If Sunday is your excuse, then your worship stands on a lie, and every lie, no matter how beautiful, leads to destruction. Let's confront one of the most dangerous deceptions in the Christian world today: the idea that Sunday worship honors the resurrection of Christ. Millions cling to this argument as if it were sacred truth. They say, "We worship on Sunday because Jesus rose from the grave on the first day of the week." But here's the shocking truth. Nowhere in the Bible does Jesus or any apostle command worship on Sunday because of the resurrection. Not once. Not ever. Let's examine the facts. Yes, Jesus rose on the first day of the week, Sunday, Mark 16:9. But nowhere does that event change the day of worship. In fact, after his resurrection, Jesus appeared to his disciples multiple times. And do you know what day they continued to keep holy? The Sabbath. Luke 23:56 says of the disciples after Jesus died, "And they returned, and rested the Sabbath day according to the commandment." They didn't say, "Let's start keeping Sunday now, because he rose." No, they rested on the Sabbath, even after his death and resurrection. And in Luke 4:16, Jesus' own example was clear. "And he came to Nazareth, and as his custom was, he went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day and stood up to read." Jesus was the Lord of the Sabbath, Mark 2:28. He didn't break it. He didn't replace it. He honored it, defended it, and said, "Think not that I am come to destroy the law. Till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law." Matthew 5:17-18. So where did Sunday worship come from? Not from Jesus, not from the apostles. It came 300 years later from Constantine, a Roman emperor, who blended pagan sun worship with Christianity to unify his empire. In 321 AD, he issued the world's first Sunday law. "On the venerable day of the sun, let the magistrates and people residing in cities rest." Not the day of Christ, not the day of the Bible, the day of the Sun God. So here's the question. Are you honoring the resurrection or a Roman tradition? Romans 6:4 says, "We are buried with him by baptism, that like as Christ was raised up, we also should walk in newness of life." Baptism, not Sunday worship, is the biblical way to honor the resurrection. So why do churches today push Sunday as a Christian day of worship? Because the enemy of souls has done what he's always done, counterfeited God's truth with tradition. And now, millions who claim to follow Christ are worshipping in direct disobedience to the law he wrote with his own finger. The resurrection never changed the law. It confirmed it. And Jesus never authorized a change. In fact, he said, "If ye love me, keep my commandments." John 14:15. That includes the fourth commandment. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Exodus 28. So, what does this mean for you? If you are worshipping on Sunday, thinking it honors Jesus, you have been deceived. And in the judgment, God will not accept a tradition he never gave. Final warning. There is no Sunday resurrection worship in heaven. The day you choose today will determine where you spend eternity tomorrow. Obey the Bible, or follow tradition into destruction.